Welcome, Juve. Thank you for joining us. I know
Thank you for having me.
it's a little bit different this time. We're doing things, all virtual. So I appreciate you being here, helping us figure everything out.
Yeah,
Of
hell yeah.
course, of
Thank you for
course.
coming.
Thank y'all for
As you
having me,
guys
for
might
real.
know, Jupe was our first guest reacting to music. We've heard all kinds of her music, you know what I'm saying? We've heard house music, we've heard alternative rock, we've heard indie rock, we've heard rap. Jupe, I want to know, when you're with a friend, when you're with somebody who you want to show your music to, is there a go-to genre or go-to version of yourself that you show people?
I actually usually ask them first who their most listened artist is because I want to make sure that I don't know, if I have something similar to what your favorite artist makes, then you're probably gonna like me. You know what I'm saying? So I always ask them first. And if they answer with something that I have, then I always send them one of the songs in that genre or with a familiar sound. So
That
yeah.
makes so much sense.
That must be nice though. Like you can kind of have a gauge on it. Like, oh yeah, like who do you fuck with? You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh yeah, I like so and so. And you're like, yeah, I know the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like you can slide in at any moment with any
Yeah.
group of people. You could perform at like majority of shows. You know what I'm saying? Not even if they're rap. Like that's wild. But I like that a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I always give you props for, give you respect for. So great question, bro.
Yeah. I take a lot of pride in versatility. So I really appreciate that, genuinely.
Yeah, as from your music, it's like versatility, I feel like is the number one word that probably gets brought up about you from per se us, our audience, other reaction streamers, other people that hear your music. It's like that's the number one word. You gotta make a full album or project that's versatile. You know what I'm saying? Just go in on that emphasis. I don't know.
Yeah.
But real quick, I have another question. So, I know you create a lot of content. We all see it, you know what I'm saying? You've had a lot of videos that do well. I know you had a bigger video that did some numbers and definitely got you to a bigger place in music. How did that kind of viral clip kind of change things for you? Because I know that was a bigger moment when you had that video start going viral. Okay, you're getting more traction, more people are listening to music. How did that moment kind of change things? Or did it change anything?
I feel like I'm not necessarily sure. I definitely see I see changes in the way people engage with my music. I went from 300 to 500 something monthly listeners, which to me is I love that. I was like, oh my gosh. And three of my songs on Spotify are over 1,000 plays. And I was just like, whoa, where did this come from? And I think that's when I recognized that something may have changed due to the amount of traction that my social media is getting. But it definitely changed the way that I navigate social media as well, because it's just I'm so used to having the same people on my page all the time, and I was so used to seeing support from just this small community. And so when these people came in and they didn't know me and they didn't know who I was or whatever, I was kind of like, whoa, because it was a lot of stuff going on with a few of the videos, which I feel like I gotta get used to. I gotta get used to receiving hate, to people not liking me, to people do like me, but it definitely changed the way that I engage with my followers, because it went from I do have supporters, but I also have followers, right? And so I definitely separate the two. And so that kind of just changed the way that I just navigate social media in general. But I do appreciate all of the support, nonetheless. So
Yeah, definitely. I remember kind of a moment, just you know what I'm saying, okay, Jupe's music all of a sudden, okay, like you said, monthly listeners are up. Fucking all the likes on Instagram starting to hit the thousands, 500s plus. You know what I'm saying? I was just super happy for you when I saw it. You know, so for me personally, I was curious, how the fuck did this make you feel? I know the first time I ever had anything happen to me like that, I didn't really know how to wrap my head around it at first. It was bringing a lot of weird obstacles and challenges up. I had a video where I went semi-viral doing something kind of stupid, so I had to kind of face all that shit. And I was curious from someone else because it's you really got it, but it's impacting your music and all that stuff. So
yeah.
props to you. Props to you. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a rant or anything like that, but I was just curious, just straight up. So
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I feel like I've noticed that the things that I want to go viral may not, but that's why I just post random stuff at this point, because
yeah,
who knows what's gonna hit the
you never
algorithm.
know. You never know. And that's
Exactly.
the tough part, huh? It's the one you
Yeah,
plan on might not ever hit, but the one video you're like,
exactly.
fuck it, let's do it. Who gives a
And then
shit?
all of a sudden everybody
Pops
sees
off.
it.
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I know you just said you don't necessarily, you might just post whatever now at this point, right? And you also mentioned that like through the that social media experience that a lot of people came across your page. Is there a first thing you want people to know, a first impression you want to make on people, or is it kind of just whatever, however you run across me?
Yeah, it pretty much is however you run across me, but that's really just a me thing because I've just pretty much been like who I am like all my life. You know what I'm saying? I've never really tried to go into depths about what my identity is or how other people perceive me or whatever. So whatever they come across, that's fine. But if you do some digging on my page, you're gonna see every part of me. And so it's just pretty much what they want to perceive. Are you here for my reels of me doing makeup and stuff, or are you here for my music, or are you here for my YouTube channel? So it's like if I was able to like tell everyone on my page something, it would be that I make music. Because some people don't know that I make music actually that follow me. So it's like I think I would put like my artistry first for sure. But it is at the end of the day, however you perceive me.
Is there a personal favorite Jupe song?
That too.
um okay. Weirdly enough, it's probably Transcend, and I don't really know why, but like that was like I took that song in like one take, and like I didn't do anything to it after that, and I was like, this is perfect. Like I actually this is perfect. It was funny because when I released that song, everyone was like, who is this? I was like, no, that's still me. Like it's still me, all. And I just really like that song. I don't know, like it just it got the vibes. The vibes are there. So yeah. And
That's
I know you
awesome.
guys know, like when I first like started showing you guys music, my genre was like rap. Like that was literally what I was doing was ambient rap. So that always have like a little like special place in my heart. So yeah.
I'll always remember those like early songs, and I remember the ones like you started fucking around with your voice, like you started doing deeper flows, and like people, you know what I'm saying, just bringing it to a point of like you don't even know what to expect. Like you can't even say she's not constantly like doing shit or can't be a certain way, you know. And that was like a moment I had, like just seeing that. I was like, wow, you really can't like deny it because it's like even if you wanted to, like you could fully make like another identity and succeed. You know what I'm saying? Like off of one of those styles. So that shit's cool as fuck. I'm gonna go. This is probably my last question about like reels or Instagram content, anything like that. But to somebody who doesn't know, how would you explain cosplay and like dressing up in a certain manner, or like what does that mean to you as an artist and how you portray your art and visuals and all that? For someone who may be wanting to get into that or doesn't understand it, how would you explain that to them? Just like the whole cosplay thing in general and how it ties into music for you.
So are you referring to like my fashion, like the way that I
Yeah, like
dress?
you got full fits and everything, you know what I mean? But it's like exotic. Like it's past the point of like, okay, you know what I mean? I'm fashionable. Like you like really put that shit on. Like it's
Yeah.
almost like a cosplay of like a certain anime or a character or something. And that's how like I see it, is almost like, wow, but it's like I could tell you're building your own character. You know what I mean? Like you're
Mhm.
building your like anime, you feel me? Like, but that's what I see when you make these videos and you're able to put the emotion into it, like the way you move. Like that shit's crazy. It's like a skill. For me, it's like I would just want to hear for other people, like how would you explain that to them? You know what I'm saying? That whole kind of thing you do. Because that's I feel like it's a big part in what you do is like the visual aspect of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny because I didn't know that people were thinking that like that deep into it.
That's how I would receive it. It's just like, okay, it's like a cosplay almost. It's like a character. You know what I mean?
Mhm. People do comment on the way that I dress a lot, and I don't think there's a way to describe it. Like, I wouldn't even say cosplay. I remember I went to like, I don't know if you guys know what DreamCon is in Texas, but I went to DreamCon and I met one of my favorite YouTubers, and like he was like, because it's like an anime cosplay convention, so he thought I was cosplaying, and he was like, "Yo, like I messed with the cosplay." I was like, "Nah, this the
I
regular
just
fit,
did the
dog."
same thing.
This is the
Yeah, I was
daily.
like, "Nah." I was like,
Yeah.
"This is." He was like, "Oh, you dress like this regularly?" I was like, "Yeah, bro." He was like, "Oh, that's so cool." So it's just like I wouldn't even say cosplay, but I would definitely like I don't know. I would just tell everyone like, "Hey, literally wear whatever you want. Like just wear whatever you want." Me personally, I don't make Instagram reels without like doing like my makeup and like the fit and everything. Like I otherwise I just won't make videos. Like I gotta really like fully get ready. So I don't even think it's a character. I think it's just like me and how I like to dress. Now how that ties into my artistry, I think it doesn't. I think that like my like fashion sense and my artistry are kind of two separate identities. Because when people see me and they see the way I dress, they think I'm gonna be a kawaii D&B girl, and I do make D&B music, but but I also make rap music. I make music that men make. I make like things that like pertain to male audience. Like there's no way to like see me and expect anything. Yeah, there's no way to like see the way that I dress or the way that I like behave and expect anything. No one knows what to expect when I tell them that I'm an artist. No one. So I
Well,
don't think
thank you
it.
for explaining that. Like, I
Yeah.
can tell, see, me, probably other people that follow you might be wondering similar stuff. Like, I'm glad you explained it because for me, even in my head, I'm like, she's got this whole fucking thing planned out. Like, this must be this and this must be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're keeping people wondering, but I think people are genuinely curious about that because you're not afraid, like, to go all the way with it. And I think that's why, you know, what I mean, you're gonna leave people wondering. So thank you for answering that. Like, I was just curious straight up.
No, of course, of course.
Mm.
I love how you're like, hey, just own your swag. You know what I'm saying? Like, wear what you want to wear. Like, I love that.
Yeah, literally. I will always encourage people to do that.
That's awesome. So this is a question that I've asked Vigilante. We've also talked to Charlie. Asked Charlie. I'm
Charlie
very
from the
curious.
county?
Yeah, Charlie from the county.
Oh my gosh.
That one's gonna be coming out soon, but
Cool ass dude, funny guy.
definitely. If your music was an ice cream flavor, what flavor would it be?
Neapolitan, for sure.
Wow, that was
Yeah.
like you had it.
No, yeah, I've never thought about that, but I definitely feel like there's no other way to describe it. Like it has a little bit of everything, you know?
I see it.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fitting.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I could see that. One question, this is something I thought of earlier today, but I want to start asking artists to it when we talk to them. As an artist, as you're seeing more success and just everything growing, and you know what I'm saying, like that dream in your head, some people they have the dream, it'll just die. But some people it just keeps going and going, and it's this everlasting journey, you know what I mean, of like the artist. What are things that you see other artists making mistakes that you wish you could just call out to them and be like, bro, stop this, or like, don't do this, like, y'all need to stop doing this, or like, is there something you see constantly within, okay, other artists you talk to or you're around, communities you're in? Is there something that you see that kind of just drives you a little like, guys, like, why are you doing this? Like, what's that thing for you?
Uh, um, I think of like two things, which is like one, like self-doubt, because it's like I used to do that all the time. And it was a little bit of self-awareness, but it was also just me hating on myself. Like I never really like people believed in me more than I believed in myself. That shouldn't be it. Like people should believe in you, obviously, but there should be a level of like, this is what I want to do. I don't care what I sound like right now. I will see progress. I will see this and that. But I think with that being said, I think the mistake is like when people make a song or whatever, just rushing it, like just rushing it. Like you're like, oh, I made this like 5 seconds ago. I'm gonna put it on SoundCloud. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you could literally I one thing I've noticed, and I feel like other people like I feel like I can't be the only one. Is like,
I'm right there with you. I'm like, yes, thank you.
yeah, like just but when you make a song or whatever, and like say it starts off rough and you just like work on it and work on it and work on it, and you feel like it sounds good at the end of that day, you should not do anything with that song and maybe come back 2 to 3 days later because you're gonna hear a difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? That song I showed you guys, I probably like did like recorded that like a month ago, and I literally just recorded over the entire thing again because I wasn't satisfied. And so people don't really like, they're just ready to put it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're ready for people to hear it. But it's like you gotta like fully like milk the potential of that song. That's what you really have to do. And who cares if people gotta wait? Like, you know what I'm saying? At
I
least they'll
love
have
that.
a better quality song. And also like when people limit themselves to SoundCloud, I feel like that. I used to feel like my music wasn't good enough to put on all platforms and stuff. Cause when you think all platforms, you think like, you know, big artists.
That's a big deal, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that that's a mistake people make. So limiting yourself to SoundCloud, not fully milking the potential of your song and doubting yourself. That's something I always feel like I want to call out.
Great
Preach.
answers. Great answers. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we'll make a clip out of this and everyone who
No,
knows
for real.
Juice, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, inspirational.
I agree with all of that. So inside of that, you mentioned you doubted yourself at a time, and then it came to a place where it sounds like now you have that in you where you know what you want to pursue. What was that changing moment, or what changed for you where it clicked, where you said, no, I know this is what I was like, this is what I'm going to do?
I think it was probably like when I first started putting my music on all platforms. like when I released Ascend, and I saw like the feedback on that, and I saw like people were actually streaming it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was so stuck in the mindset that I'm just a girl who makes music and not that I'm an artist. So, like, when I was putting music out, I was pretty much just expecting people to like listen to it one time to support me. I didn't expect anyone to actually like it or to stream it, like add it to their playlist, like include it in like the other music that they listen to. So when I saw that feedback and I saw like people were really like messing with it, I was like, oh, like now, like, Imma just keep releasing music, like, this is literally what I want to do, like, I'm putting my music on all platforms like other big artists. What I'm doing is no different, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a small artist, and so that's when I was like, "Yeah, Imma do this, like, for the rest of my life," like, that's just what it's gonna be. Cause yeah. But I always knew that I liked making music. I just viewed it as a hobby before, but, like, no, not at this point.
Then you realized, oh, I can actually build a life
Yeah.
around this.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
100%.
So another question I have is the project of yours is called like Manic, and it's the one of you on the bridge. Um, I don't for some reason in my head that's the most like special cover art I've seen from you. There's just something like so like TV show movie like cover about it. You know what I mean? It's like that leaning over the edge, you're smiling, you got like the earmuffs on, like it just seems like a very like perfect, like very perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But that one has a lot more kind of like we've said, like the EDM kind of like housey sounds on it. Um, was there a certain inspiration for that prod and that whole vision? Because I feel like that was like one of the first moments where you like really dove into that genre. And I feel like being like accustomed to rap and even rock and stuff like that, EDM is a little out of the boundaries. You know what I mean? Because it's very techno, very, you know what I mean? Just not fully the same as like full singing music, you know? So who or what was the inspiration that took you directly to that path? Because I feel like that's a specific one to dive into. Like I feel like Deftones influences a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Arctic Monkeys, people like that. So like I feel like okay, I can see why people get into alt. You know what I'm saying? And like shit like that because it's very popular as it is. But like
Mhm.
EDM coming from that to rap, what was that bridge for you? Like what, you know what I'm saying? Like what was the bridge? Did you hear somebody? Did you meet somebody? Like
Um, n weirdly enough, I'm pretty sure my inspiration for just getting into house music in general was Drake's, like, what was it? Nevermind. What was the album called?
it w-
Um,
I
I
know
know
it's
what
the
trying to talk about.
silver cover with like the
yeah.
dripping letters. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So when he made that album, I streamed it, and obviously, like, Massive, that one song from it was, like, just going, like, viral and
Yeah.
everything. Um, and I listened to that song, and I was like, dude, like, Drake just has the voice where he, like, can literally he can do it. Like, he can do it all. Like, honestly, he just has such a satisfying voice, and people wanna hate on Drake, but they know it's true that he just
Yeah.
has that voice. And so
Yeah.
I was like, "Wait, like, what if I have that voice?" And then that's when I made Situational for my last project, and when I saw people, like, listening to that song, I was like, I'm gonna make more house music because I enjoyed making that. And there's like so many different like areas of house that I'd like want to tap into. And so I guess it was Drake that was the inspiration. But I ended up just inspiring myself more like when I started
Yeah.
doing it. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I was curious, you know what I'm saying? Because there was this jump out of nowhere. For me, it was like being at a club and like seeing a house DJ. And so I was just
Mhm.
curious. It was like, because once I heard that, I was like, okay, I started looking into it. And so everyone, like, everyone that I know that makes house music has had this moment, this jump of like, what the fuck? What if I did this shit? So I was just
Mm.
curious for you. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, of course.
Uh, this is a little bit of a jump, but earlier you had mentioned you don't really, not that you don't care, but like you don't really think about how other people perceive you or think of you, all that kind of stuff. Is there an impact that you want to have on your listeners? Is that anything you've thought about?
I always used to say that, like, as an artist, I don't necessarily care if people follow me because I have my like opinions or whatever, and I talk about like topics that I care about on my page and everything. And so, like, I don't think I know a lot of people feel like they can't like support the music of people that they don't like support the behavior of or whatever. But I kind of just want like I just want to be able to talk about the way that I feel and also make music that makes people's lives feel like they're literally in a living movie, like they're main character of a movie. Like I always used to say like my whole like outer space thing was that like my music is like out of this world and it'll like you'll dissociate listening to it, you're gonna ascend, like all that stuff. But like, I don't think there's like a personal impact that I want to have on people. Like, if you like agree with me as an artist and you agree with me, but like listen to my music, like you know what I'm saying? At least listen to my music because I just want people to enjoy. I just feel like I always feel like music is like a language, you know? It's an emotion to me. It's everything. And so I think I just want people to enjoy my art. I just care about how I feel about my music ultimately, but I don't really think about like the impact that I have. Cause some people like, hey, you know, I mess with the song. And then some people be like, dude, I can't go to sleep without listening to this song. Like I've been listening to the song for 5 hours straight. And I'm just like, yo, like there's like so many like different like varieties of how a song can impact somebody. Some people might relate to the sad rock album that I made or they might not. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I don't really think about it too much. I just make what I make and put it out there, you know?
Yeah, you're leaving the interpretation up to the public. Like you're looking for satisfaction, enjoyment, and whatever they interpret is what it is, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the goal is getting it out there, letting them enjoy it, having that peace of mind with your music. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Um, one of my questions was, with the path you're headed now, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like your life look like in 5 years? You know what I'm saying? And that, like, what's the manifest of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do you see yourself?
Hopefully within next year I'll kind of get the confidence to like completely pursue music because I know that that's what I want to do, but I feel like I was taught all my life to kind of just like play it safe and like go to school and just like have a backup plan. But it's like the thing is I don't want a backup plan. Like you know what I'm saying? It like this is literally what I want to do, and if I'm not doing it, then like I don't care about like doing anything else. Like I literally only want to do music. Um, so I guess in the next 5 years, I mean, like, maybe finish school, but, like, just completely put all of my time and, like, money and everything that I have into it. Because if I'm seeing results right now and I'm not even doing as much as I could be doing for it, then, like, I can't even imagine, like, what it would look like if I just, like, completely pursued it, you know? So,
Mm.
in the next 5 years, I don't know where I'm gonna be, but I do know that I will be completely pursuing music
Good
100%,
answer.
so
It's a hard question, but it's a good answer. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew that's
yeah.
a hard one because it's like, how the fuck am I gonna know? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't. You don't know.
Yeah.
Like nobody does. Nobody can
Yeah,
say.
exactly.
But it's the belief. I just wanted to see, like, do you have that belief in you? Like you don't know, but you know. And exactly that. I swear to God, that's literally why I wanted to ask that question. So you know what I mean? Like good response.
Yeah.
In the past, Jupe, you've shared that you create a lot of your music on BandLab. Is that still true?
Yeah, it's
What
very much still true.
What's one thing you want other people who use BandLab to know?
Um, that's so difficult because, like, there's just so much about, like, mixing on BandLab that I wanna, like, show people. Like, I'll literally make a whole YouTube video on, like, the things that I do if I need to. Um, but I just want
Y'all
people to
drop a
know.
chat comment. Is that something you guys want?
I mean, yeah, because let me know because I literally will. I want people to know how to, like, just completely milk the presets, milk the, like you know what I'm saying? Because there's actually a lot of stuff that you can do on BandLab, stuff that I don't know how to do. I see other people do it, I'm like, "Dude, how did you do" like, I don't know how to do that, but, there's just, like BandLab's actually just, like it's actually a really, really cool, like, thing to use, and if I can make, like, rock songs and house songs and D&B and, like, just all these different genres that require different types of mixing on BandLab, like, just imagine, like, how much more I can do. So I really just want people to, like, learn how to build presets because I literally make a new preset for every song that I make because I just be in there like I be in the fields like I really want people to know how to mix like that's like my something I'm super passionate about because I didn't know how to do any of that. I was just using like the pre-made presets and like I didn't know what I was doing but like no now I feel like a whole engineer so I want to
That's
tell people
awesome.
what I wasn't told and stuff so yeah.
No, and seriously, like if you guys haven't heard Jupe's music, like go listen to it. It's hard to believe that
BandLab.
like it's incredible to me. Like shout out Band Labs, you know what I'm saying? Like shout
Crazy.
out Jupe, she kills it, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that you can literally like pull this out on your phone and create the music that you create, it's just incredible to me. Like you do an awesome job. If you haven't
Well,
heard it, you need to listen to it.
and it's great advice. I see a lot of people on BandLabs, they have the function to record, right? They just kind of record it and throw auto-tune on, and it's just like that's it. But it's like there's a whole world ahead of you. Like there's a whole world. Like literally, like Jupe's explaining, there's built-in things you can adjust to your voice. Like you don't even have to learn the first part of the work. You know what I mean? Like the first part of the work is there. It's just leveling it to your voice. Like so definitely, y'all, if you guys are seeing this, like take advantage of BandLabs. It's free. In the
And
future, I guarantee they're charging. You know what I'm
it
saying?
sounds like it's a great learning place, you know what I'm saying? Like where you
Not
can
gonna be
get a grip on engineering, on like Jupe said, you said I went from not knowing anything to now I feel like a whole engineer. Like you can understand the scape, and it sounds like it's pretty beginner friendly versus like some other DAWs might have harder learning curves. So
yeah,
I just
a
think
Yeah.
lot
it's a
of them
great
do.
entry point.
For sure. No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm gonna be sad when I depart from BandLab because it's just like it's really simple and it's really simple. Like you just have to like experiment and stuff. So yeah.
It's awesome.
And so my next question is, I this morning I even did it just to double check. But if you search Jupe or Jupe in space on like SoundCloud, Spotify, whatever that, there is a fuck ton of features. There is a line of features, right? So, and just saying that is you work with a lot of people. A lot of people want to work with you. But as an artist, when you're getting to this level where you're getting more attention and a lot more people are, say, asking for time or energy from you, what are the turnoffs that these people, you know what I'm saying? Like when that person approaches you, how are people like making it a harder experience on you and making things more difficult? Because I feel like there's a good amount of people that want to work, right? But it's not always easy. Like it's everybody is on a different page in life. And so it's like, what are these kind of like turnoffs and things that people do that make you feel like, maybe this isn't worth my time and energy. Maybe I don't want to do this feature because you've done a lot of them, but I guarantee you've turned down a couple. Like you not in a disrespectful way, but like you've probably turned down a few. But just for an artist that's wanting to work with you and just simplicity about how you run your business, about how you make your music, what are the things that you try to avoid in other people, like when you're wanting to work and create?
And I'd love to see good practices and like things that you avoid, like kind of both sides.
Yeah, well, it's good to be on the lookout. Some people are just interested in taking people's time and energy or just pulling away from someone else's grind or trying to be a part of it when they're not contributing or wanting the same good for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just more I'm curious. It's good for every artist to be aware of stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. Um So right off the bat, I can think of a few things that like I don't necessarily like is one, I don't like when people want to work with me, but they want to hop on one of my songs because like it's like I understand like we can collab, but if you're coming to me to work with me, like you can't force your way onto one of my projects. At the end of the day, this is my craft, and if I wanted you on it, I would have came to you. Like you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that's like I'm willing to work. I'm willing to hop on one of your songs or whatever, but you can't just force your way onto my discography. Like that's not how that works. And then two, I really it really irritates me when people ask to work and then I'm like, hey yo, like I'm down to work, but like I charge. And they just start going in like just like shaming me for charging. They're like, I think art is just like art. Like, why are you charging for art and stuff like that? And I used to think like that too, so I get it. But it's also like think about how many people there are that are asking me to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Think about how, like you are one and you don't even know how many. So like to kind of just shame me for that, what is like
One,
I think
how disrespectful it is to your art to
yeah.
say that you should give it to them for free.
Yeah, also, yeah, it's like I mean, geez, bro, like you don't think like I deserve like you know what I'm saying? At
So
the end of the
how
day, I
badly
want
do
to
you
make
really
a
want to work
living.
with me? Like,
Right, exactly. That's how I be finding out who really wants to work, cause like,
do you just want me to
they
do
just be
some work on
ready.
your song and like get
Exactly.
some free benefits, or
Get some
like do
free
you actually
background
value my art,
vocals. Yeah,
right?
exactly. Exactly. So that like no, there's a difference between people that want to work and people that value your art that want to work. Because I know this guy and I told him, I'm not gonna charge you, like you're the homie. And he was like, if you give me a feature, I'm gonna pay you at least $300. I was like, what? I just told you like I wasn't gonna charge it, but that's how much he like he just like
He
appreciates what
genuinely
I
values
do.
you.
Exactly. And so like there's like just a difference between those people. And so yeah, if someone tells you that they charge and you don't want to pay for it, just move on about your day. You do not have to send them a whole paragraph about how what they're doing is unethical
Yeah.
because people want to make a living off of their art. People want to make a living off of what they do. And then another thing is like I hate when people say that they want to work or whatever, but they don't know what it is, or they don't know like they're not ready. Like you know
They
what
don't
I'm
have like a
saying?
Right.
mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause like when people say like, "Oh, like I want to work with you," I'd be ready. Like, okay, so like, what we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then they'd be like, "I don't know yet," and I'm like, "Dude, like, just come to me when you're ready, and or send me an email or something." Cause like I literally have to go through my requests to like see people that want to work and stuff. So it's like I literally just am doing all of this, and you don't even like necessarily know what you want. And so those are my three no-nos. You said you wanted to hear what I do like or
Yeah,
like
like what are, it can be for you specific, but even just like in the world of collaboration, what are some things that you've seen artists have a lot of success with?
I feel like
And it could be like your personal experience, or like, you know, I'm friends with these artists and they did this and it worked out, or either way.
yeah. I feel like things work out better when you have a vision from the start because like it's easy to just be like, oh, here's this beat and this blah blah blah. Please hop on this song or whatever. But when you're creating a project and it's actually a project, that's where you're gonna see I don't want to say success as in like results, but like just the creative process is just blossoming. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um 'Cause I've made projects with people before where it was just like, "I we me and you make similar music. Here's some beats. Let's do something." Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's
Like
like
you went and then I went and we called it a
yeah,
song. Like,
yeah, like literally. But I think that you're gonna see more like success and all that stuff when there's like a whole vision beforehand. You guys are on the same page about what you want to do with this project, and yeah, just actual collaborating, not just like features and stuff. Actually collaborating.
I love
So.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is there a rhyme scheme or a word or a scale? Because I know you sing a lot too, that you love to rhyme with or make music in.
Rhyme scheme as in like the words that I use? Is that what that means?
Yeah, like, oh, the cat in the hat from the trap.
Hmm.
Like, is there a certain, and I know that last one wasn't super on, but like, is there a certain like scheme that you really enjoy, or like a train of rhymes?
I feel like I'm about to expose myself because I've noticed recently that like it's not that I like to do it, but I notice I do it a lot. It's like
It's like a go-to.
yeah, like I always rhyme like classy with backseat. And I don't know why. I literally don't know why, but I feel like I have so many songs where I'm like I say classy and I immediately go to backseat. And I don't know what it is with me saying like just like the classy, sassy, like assy. I like the way it sounds, so I always go to it. But it's like I need to do something else. I can't keep like someone's gonna catch me lacking one day and be like, "Wait, she
Mhm.
literally used these exact same words,"
Yeah,
and
make
they're
like
gonna
a
pull the same song.
montage of all the times you ever did
Literally,
it. And
and
it's
I've
like
seen
every
that
time.
happen.
Like a Tupac, Hennessy, and Enemy. Like,
Oh my god, no! What's that one guy? He literally used the exact same bar like in like four different songs, and like they called him out for it. I'm not trying to end up like that. Like I don't want that to happen to me. But yeah, it's always
I don't even
classy.
think they realize they do it too. Like they're just like dropping shit.
I only realized that recently because I literally
Yeah,
was just doing it, like,
yeah.
So I don't know
But
what it
that's
is
a part of
about
having
that.
the swag. It's like that's your bar. You feel it. You're in the
That's
mode. You know what I'm
true.
saying?
I'm gonna think about it like that. That's my bar. That's my
that's my
bar.
bar.
That's how I see shit is like in my music, like I'll say similar stuff, but it's because I genuinely believe in or like care about saying or like it means something to me that no one else gets. You know what I'm saying? Like, because who
Mhm.
cares if you say that shit multiple times? As long as you're not doing it out of laziness, like you're fine. You know what I'm saying? If it's meaningful, like you got the backseat class, like you know what I mean. That shit'll be fine. Just don't abuse it.
Yeah,
You know, like that's.
yeah,
I think the way
yeah.
you
When
use
I
it
was
now is fine.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, no one's gonna notice because I haven't even released like the songs that I did it with yet. But I don't know if you guys saw that reel that I posted, and it was like, I think I said, "Baby, I'm too classy to sit in the backseat," and then I was like, I literally have a song with someone else where I'm literally like, "I'm too classy, sit into the backseat," and I'm like, bro, why do I keep doing this? Like, this is gonna be so embarrassing when I release these.
It's
But
your
hey, that's my
signature.
bar.
That's your
Yeah.
bar.
Exactly, and then you can film the music video, and then you're gonna actually, you know what I'm saying, be classy, and then whoever's in the back seat, you know what I mean? Like,
You
you
can
could
use
just
some
live it
anime
out.
tactics. Just use the same shot for both videos.
Oh my gosh. No, you're real for that. These music videos about
Save a
to
little bit
hit.
on the budget.
That's funny.
Nah, but that's well, and like you said, I've heard like accidental, like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Um, I also heard someone, they said that referencing some of your old bars is kind of like a callback to your OG fans. It's like in
Mm.
a comedy show when they make a joke at the beginning of the show, and then later on they like make a callback, like bring that joke back up, and people are like, oh, like that was funny, I remember that. Like I've
Yeah.
heard people making like a musical equivalent, which I could see that being cool.
Yeah, actually, I didn't think about it like that. That's
Well,
pretty cool.
yeah, and that's why I was like, I love how open to interpretation art is. Like even I've heard some Kendrick Lamar songs where he's like, "You guys took this way deeper than I did." Like he was like, "I love that it means all that. Like I love that. Like that's what it means to you guys." He was like, "But I was just thinking about
Just
this." Or
rapping.
yeah, and um,
Like, yeah, I did
but
it, like
well, and that's like to me that's the beauty's in the eye of the beholder thing, where it's like
Yeah.
sometimes when it's oftentimes with artists, like you may or may not consciously know what you're doing, but like there's genius at play, you know what I'm saying? And so later on when it gets looked at, it's like, oh, that was crazy.
no pun intended at Genius Playhouse.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Quick shout out.
Quick shout out. Join the community if you haven't already.
Exactly. But one of my last questions for you, Jupe, I was just curious. So, like we were talking, very much versatile. But with the music you listen to, like, who's the biggest inspiration? Because with all the music you listen to, I'm more than curious, like, who is the main artist in your world? You know what I'm saying? Or if there's multiple, there could be multiple, but like,
Could we
is
get
there?
an all
Yeah,
genre top 5?
yeah. I was like, do you
Is
have
that
some?
Top
a
5 of genres
yeah,
or
no, all
artists?
like across genres, top 5 artists, bands? Is that an unrealistic?
No, that's not
Okay,
unrealistic at
let's
all.
get it. I
I
want to
got
see
it.
it.
Well, number 1 is Trippie Redd. Literally will always be my biggest inspiration and my top artist. Um, I think at 2, probably I'd say Melanie Martinez, which is like I don't think I make music that resembles her at all, but definitely one of my favorite artists, like all time for sure. 3, 3 is actually gonna be Stilo. I don't know if you guys know who Stilo NFE is. You guys
Stilo
know who Stilo
NFE?
is.
Some
Yeah,
Stilo.
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Shout out
That
Stilo.
that man is top 5. I don't like he puts crack in his music. There's something I don't know, but he just like I always tell him like he literally like embodies exactly what I want to hear when I listen to ambient rap. Like you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what he be doing, but he's doing it right. So
Hey, shout out
that's
Stilo.
Yeah, shout
yep.
out Stilo, man.
Stilos number 3. Number 4 is probably going to be Deftones, which I really like Deftones. I think it's probably something about, like, Chino's voice, like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
He's
He's
just
crazy.
different, like yeah,
Yeah.
literally, he's literally just different, and, like, there's a reason that so many people are inspired by him. There's a reason why everyone's, like, average Deftones listener, and it's
Yeah.
always a hot person,
I
like
don't blame anybody. I literally don't blame anyone that listens to Deftones. Like, people say it's
Yeah,
basic. I don't blame anyone. I swear to God.
yeah, literally, for sure, yeah. Um, and then number 5 I'm honestly stuck between Pierce the Veil and Janae Aiko, which is like two opposites, but like something I don't know. Pierce the Veil is just like they're just them. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but definitely the lead singer again is actually insane. And then like Janae Aiko was low key my childhood, and like I used to like sleep to her music, and she's just so ethereal, and like she's like
Yeah.
everything, like she embodies everything that I want to be. Is like just whip up something, like just she just goes to the studio, whip something up, and like I'm falling asleep to the music because it's just so beautiful. Like you know what I'm saying? And I literally admire her for that because her voice is so pretty. So she is. It probably would be Janae Aiko actually. So yeah, that's gonna be my top five.
That's a
That's a killer
solid.
top five right there.
I like the variety of it. Like it's not all, you know what I'm saying? Like you can go from Deftones to fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Trippie Redd, like I love it. Like,
Do you guys did you guys remember when Trippie Redd released his rock album like Neon Shark?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and like
I
he
like
like made a song
there's a
with
couple
Chino.
songs on that. Like what was the one with just the guitar strum where he just kind of like one of the intro tracks, but that track was really good. And it sounds like just complete alternative. I haven't listened to the album in a while, but I remember I saw him on tour after he dropped that, and seeing that song live was just like one of those moments where it just like opened my eyes, you know. So I like, and I didn't like the album, but I really like songs off it. Just to be frank,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
trying to see what is that album. Like,
I
what
loved
song?
I loved that album. Like I honestly it just showed how versatile he really is. And I'm always gonna be a Trippie Redd D writer. And anytime anyone like craps on him, I'm gonna be like, he is literally more versatile than your favorite artist. That's literally my argument every single time. Like because like people don't really like people don't I don't know, people don't see it because they just like they're so obsessed with like sad emo rap from like
Yeah,
freaking 26 what however long ago that was. That's
yeah.
just how they see him. But it's like,
Like
dude,
love
he's
scars.
growing. Yeah, like I'm like, no.
Love scars.
I'm like, go
What
listen
happened
to
to
Neon
Trippie Redd?
Shark.
What happened?
I hate when people say that. I'm like, oh my gosh, he grew. That's what
He just
happened.
evolved like everyone else in this world.
He
He grew up.
evolved. Exactly. And like people like try to discredit him and stuff. Like, but it's like not like people don't realize how long he's been doing certain things. So he doesn't get the credit he deserves a lot, I feel like. But
And
definitely
he's
my
brought
favorite
a lot
artist.
of artists into light. Like he runs a label. Like his label, I like 1400 label. Like the artists on it, I genuinely like them. Like K Suave and people like that. Like
Oh
he
my god.
brought a lot of
Him
people to
and
light.
K Suave, their collabs are beautiful.
Yeah,
Like they're literally
yeah,
beautiful. I can't. Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
K Suave is one of my favorite rappers. Like I'm like on God. Like
As he should be,
weirdly
actually.
enough, but
As he should be.
yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
don't
love them
discredit Trippie
together.
Redd, y'all. Don't
Period.
discredit him. He's done a lot
Exactly.
Especially
for the
not to Jupe.
people.
Yeah, or I'm coming for you. I'm gonna come for
Exactly.
you.
Yeah, especially not to her,
Don't
bro.
let Jupe hear about it.
I'm gonna be like with Trippie Redd one day. I'm literally just gonna like be on a Trippie collab. That's my dream. That's literally my dream. I'm gonna make it happen now.
You
I'm gonna make
will.
it happen.
Just stay on it, bro. Stay on it. Anything's possible.
Yup.
Like I met Trippie Redd's old girlfriend, Alex. Like met her, shook her hand, like in person. Like,
Really?
just randomly, yeah. Like
Wow.
I was told her, I was like, tell him what's up. You know what I mean? Like, friend this guy.
Tell
Probably
him I
didn't tell
said
him.
what's
She
up.
probably didn't tell him, but
It's like
like,
JMCL. Remember, tell him what's up. Like
bro, you're this guy.
JMCL. Like
I
But yeah,
can't.
Alex. You remember her? Alex was her name.
I, I I
She
don't
was the
think I
one with the
know.
curly hair, the big curly hair. Like, and she was like starting all the beef with him and shit. Like, but I
How
met
long ago was
her
that?
4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Okay, I didn't keep up with his girlfriends because I was in the delusion that I was his girlfriend. So I was like,
Jupe was like,
Understandable. Yeah.
his girlfriend doesn't exist because that's me. Like
Yeah.
I was like,
I've
that's
never heard of
literally
her.
No, yeah,
That's funny as shit.
my favorite artist. I'm a collab with him, guys.
I'm
Hey,
Wait
excited.
till you
That'd be
see.
a
we
fire.
got it on video. We have it on video. You know what I'm saying? When
You
that
know
happens, come back.
exactly.
Come back
Use
right
this
here.
clip.
Exactly.
Use this clip to promo the song.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Yeah, you guys
gonna
have to
make this. I'm gonna make a song with them.
I'll be like, guys, I believed in myself from the beginning. Look at me with Trippie Redd right now.
It's like I told you. Like
Like,
Exactly.
yeah, that's gonna be
but-
so fire.
So JMCL, I loved your inspiration. Like who's your biggest inspiration,
Yeah.
and how it turned into the top 5. Would we be able to get a ranking of your projects, Jupe? A Jupe's
Ooh,
ranking.
yeah, you have enough workout. You have enough workout. You can't even say no.
A ranking like my top 5?
Yeah, like what? Yeah, either top 3 or top 5. Give us like a power ranking, like your personal
Okay.
like projects.
I
And
think
again, this is hard
number
because it's comparing, not even comparing, but
a bunch of
it's
different
ranking, yeah,
genres.
hyper pop to rap to
Yeah,
Rock.
alternate rock, like to all
it's
kinds of.
difficult for real.
Hmm.
Not an easy one.
Um, I think number 1's probably gonna be Stardust, just because I put so much time and energy into that album, and I had so much fun making it. Like, I when I made that cover art, I was like, "What the heck? Like, I'm talented." Like, I was literally obsessed with the cover art for, like, so long. And then just, like, everything I did with that album was intentional. Like, the way that I ordered the songs, like the genres that I put in that album. Like I was like, I want to make a bunch of different genres. I want this to be like my me album. Like I want people if I ever put somebody on to my music, I'm gonna be like, okay, just listen to Stardust. That has a bunch of different versions of the type of music that I make. Like you know what I'm saying? And so I feel like that kind of just like was my attempt to embody myself as an artist. So that's probably gonna be number 1.
And I love that you put it there and said that, because that's probably like your most memorable project to me.
Yeah, we probably
Really?
heard the most
And
off that one. Like, at least
well,
like I don't know, because it was a big time when you're coming. There's a lot of features, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of
Yeah.
features going around with you, so a lot of other people are bringing you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna say the other ones that I want to wait until you say it, until I say any of the other ones that I was thinking, but there's a few of them
Okay.
up there that. But anyways, I want to hear your list.
Um I think number 2 is probably gonna be, Disheartened. I like that was definitely one of the, like, most emotional projects I've made, and, like, I didn't make it for anyone else. Like, you know what I'm saying? I, like every single, like, lyric that was written was how I felt. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, like,
That's the one
like,
with
it was
"I'm
just
So
me.
Disturbed," right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that whole entire rock album, I feel like that was, like, the rockiest I've ever been. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
what I love about that album is it's like it immerses you in the sound. Like if you have it, like you could put headphones or like banging it in the car, like you could forget the outside world exists. Like you
Yeah.
could just get lost in that music, in that project, which I love that.
Yeah. I think that was also that project was really well received, so I just love that album. I love that EP. And
Yeah,
3,
yeah. Who can get that last slot?
it's probably just gonna be Ascend, because Ascend really just has a special place in my heart just because it was the first thing that I ever put on, like, all
Oh,
platforms and everything.
mhm.
That was, like, a milestone for me. And I also, I like because you know, I got lost in, like, the rock and lost in the sauce. I started doing other stuff after, like, Ascend, um, but, like, I like to go back and remind myself, like, "Dude, I can literally make ambient rap anytime I want to." That's one of my favorite genres. It's what I was doing from the start. So it definitely just has, like, a special place in my heart, and I'm glad that I have that there so that I don't, like, forget where I came from, or I don't forget what I can do, you know? And so that other people can also not forget where I came from. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the reminder album. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The
Yeah.
reason it's like, yeah, this is why I'm here. If you ever need the reminder, I like
Right.
that. I like that. It's kind of a staple in your music.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, JMCL, do you have any other questions that you wanted to ask Drew?
I could honestly, so I read off all of my like deeper ones, or the ones I knew were like, oh yeah, it's gonna take you a
Like I
second to
want to
answer this one.
specifically.
Yeah, exactly. I could, you know what I'm saying, I have a ton of like surface level questions. I asked the majority of ones that I wanted to. But I guess my final one would be, we kind of already covered it, but I think a lot of people struggle with what we talked about, which was the kind of like not believing in themselves and stuff like that. How do you help that person? How do you get them to believe in themselves? How do you get them past that like self-doubt and that boundary? Because when I was younger, that was something I struggled with. Now that I'm older, it's like it took me just experience growing through it and just things happening to me that made it make sense. But for somebody who's going along that journey, who wants this music shit so bad, but they're holding themselves back, what do you say to them? How do you help them? Like, what's your advice for that guy or girl? You know what I'm saying? Like, there is somebody there right now, and they might be listening to this. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what would you say to them?
I think I think for me that's pretty much just like a whole, like, hands-on months at a time thing because I've definitely helped people in the past, and it was like just me showing them. First of all, mixing their songs for them because when you hear yourself on a song or whatever, and it's a mix, like it's a good mix, you can. That's when you can like see and hear the potential of like when I first started making music, I didn't know what it was that was making my music trash. I didn't know what it was. I was like, is it my voice? Is it the mix or whatever? And then I quickly figured out that like I just needed better mixing or I just needed better lyrics or whatever. So like it's basically pinpointing the area that you can grow in. And when you mix somebody else's song and you send it back to them and they're just hearing like this is good. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute, like, okay, like now I see. It's literally just there's nothing that you can say that will change anything. It's just seeing results, seeing the difference. And so yeah, I mix people's songs. I show them how to mix their songs or whatever, and just stuff like that. Um, and I'm always gonna be hype. Like y'all saw how I was hyping Ray up on the stream
Mm-hmm.
because she was talking about some horrible mix. Girl, this was good, and this is only the rough draft. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
just like it's just
I
putting things
love how
into
you build up community
perspective.
members like that.
Yeah, you
I
know,
love
I had
that.
to let her know. I had to let her know. Like, but yeah, it's literally just like putting things into perspective and actually helping them because you can say whatever you want to say, but if you're not showing them how to improve or showing them where like how to mix or things like that, then it's like you know, it's all kind of just pointless at that point.
Yeah, essentially, it's like you're aiming for like, okay, someone has kind of a blind mindset. You're just lifting that shield of like, this is what it could be. Like, are you kind of getting more happy now? Like, you see where it's going? You see where it's going?
Yeah.
And I agree with that because I used to have Poetic mix my songs back in the day, like when we were first learning, because he really put the time in to learn how to mix and master, and it was like recording at home and going to Poetic. So I was just like so happy. You know what I mean? I agree because those moments for me is he brought this song to life. Like, holy shit. I recorded this on GarageBand and it sounds like dog shit and like no one's gonna listen to it. But now it's like, oh my god, like he fixed all the
Yeah.
things I didn't know and now I'm hype. I'm ready to drop it again. So I think that's a great thing. And for anybody listening, it's like be that person for other people. Like if you have the knowledge and you care about somebody, it's like show them because a lot of it is blindness or like delusion or being trapped in a mindset of like you don't know what's next. You can't see the future. You can't see oh, if I did this and I practiced, this opens up. You don't even see that door is there until you like can discover it. And so it's great to be that person for someone else. I respect that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because people need that. It builds up their spirit a lot. Like they get the energy of like, oh, I hear it for the first time, all good. You know what I mean? Like that's a great way to like help people and shit. So great job. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
I think another thing that people don't like realize is that like comparison kills. Like I think a lot when I first started, it was just like because you don't just start making music. Something usually inspires you, and
Mhm.
that might be another song or whatever. And like you're doing what you can to sound how you think it should sound based on what you've heard from other people. And like naturally, you're just gonna compare your song to other people, and it's just like it kills joy, it kills like passions. Like it I think it's just important to like I go back and I listen to my first song every now and then to like to make sure that I remember like, oh,
Gotta like humble
like
yourself.
yeah, no, because yeah, like and then I sometimes I'd be like, dang, like I just made a song, man, like I don't like the mix, like I don't like this, I don't like that, like oh my gosh, this song sucks. And I'm like, let me go back and listen to my first song. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, let me shut up
Right.
because this
You're
song
like,
is
does this
good.
suck? Yeah.
That yeah, right,
Yeah,
exactly.
you gotta
So it's
reevaluate. It's like, but
yeah, it's
one
important
thing
to
I like about
remember.
you, Jupe, is you have the tools. Like you have the mental tools to help you. And I think that's something I've been asking you for more artist advice this stream, because I think that's something that can help everybody. Like for
Mhm.
you, you know, okay, I'm not feeling a way about this song. You have the tools. You know, I can just go back and listen to my old song. I have a reminder of where I came from. Like people don't think like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I just like I that's why I've been trying to expose that part of you today. Like, cause you have good tools, like you have a good mindset, and I think that's one of the main reasons you're doing so well. Obviously, you're talented. You know what I mean? Let's not get that confused, but your
Mhm.
attitude, your way of navigating through this business is what I personally like enjoy. Like I think that's great. Like I think all the answers you've had are great answers. Like I don't know. So I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you have great tools to navigate through stuff. Like everyone needs to be like that. Like, don't give up on yourself. Don't blindside yourself. Like,
Mhm.
there's opportunities like that. If you get sick of your song or you don't like it, you're unsure about it, you're just overstimulated. Take a step back,
Mhm.
reevaluate, check out your old music, give
Come back
yourself
tomorrow.
yeah,
Listen
You
to
don't
your
need
take
to
the
drop
weight
music.
it
off.
today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
take the weight off
exactly.
your chest.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
real shit,
yeah,
Jupe. Real shit.
yeah. And if you ever, feel like you don't have enough followers or whatever, just remember how many you had a year ago. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Just
exactly.
stuff like that. Just remembering where you came from and how far
Yeah,
you've
being
actually come.
grateful. Yeah,
Yeah.
just be grateful for sure.
Yeah.
Being grateful for what you have is the best way to get more.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
hey, Jupe, it was awesome talking to you, getting to know you a little bit behind the music, getting to hopefully share some of that with your fans.
Yeah.
It's been a great time talking with you, being able to watch you grow and progress musically and outside of it. And I'm really excited to see what the future holds for you. Like JMCL said, I love where your mindset's at, and I really love how you take the initiative to, whether it's with Ray or we've seen it with other people in the community, where you help lift people up, you help build that confidence and show them what's possible in themselves. And I really appreciate that. You do that without hesitation. And I
And
just
that's
think
what I
that's
love
so
about you
special.
guys. Like, that's what I love about you guys. Because when I first came in and I showed my song, y'all could have really been like, not gonna lie, this ain't it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you guys don't do that, because just telling somebody that music ain't for them or whatever is not going to help them grow. It's not going to change anything about how they do music. You know what I'm saying? You have to be constructive. And that's why I really respect you guys, because there are a lot of people. I remember seeing this one stream where you could literally pay $1 to skip the song that was playing. And it was just like,
Damn,
what?
bro.
It was so savage. I was like, "Why?" But you guys don't do that, and that's why I think that's, like, why everyone in the community, like, loves you guys. It's one of the biggest reasons. So I definitely appreciate you guys. You guys are doing an amazing thing, literally.
Yeah, well, thank you. We see
We
potential in
appreciate that.
everybody. Nobody knows their path until they get, you know what I'm saying, until it opens
Yeah,
up. But what if music is this person's path and they just weren't gonna get good until 5 years later? We
exactly.
were
All
the
them
ones
big
to
artists
turn
were
them
like,
down and tell them how bad they are. What? Like, it doesn't make
yeah,
sense. We
no.
could
Yeah,
help them and try to
exactly.
make them a better artist. You know what I mean? That feels better to
Exactly.
us. So,
Exactly. All those big artists that were saying like, "Oh, when I first started, people like didn't, they didn't mess with my
yeah,
music. Look at me now and
exactly.
they're like billionaires." Exactly. So
Exactly.
you
But
never
imagine
know.
we're just shutting all those people out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that, it's not the right thing to do. We don't, you know what I'm saying? The game isn't about shitting on people and making them feel like, oh, you're not entitled to this privilege to make music. Yeah,
Mhm.
sorry, you're not good enough. Like, fuck all that shit. You know what I'm saying? If anyone
Right.
says different, like, talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to us. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like, I don't care.
I heard
Yeah.
a Charlie Bar where he said, "Yeah, I used to suck, but this is something that I stuck with." And I was like, that's just so, that's how it is for everyone. Like, people treat rap like it's some like God-given, like
Yeah,
mystical
you have to be
ability,
born singing and
when it's
rapping.
really like, hey, the first time you stepped on the basketball court, if you picked up the basketball, threw it towards the hoop, did you swish it? Probably not. Right? Like, it probably went nowhere near the
Yeah,
basket.
you probably
You
fucking
got to learn how
don't
to
feel it.
dribble,
Like,
got to learn how to shoot the forms.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
same thing with rap, right? Like, you got to practice, you got to put the reps in, the time. And obviously some people are, more naturally inclined than others, but um I love how, like you said, Jupe, like, even when you're talking about with your engineering with BandLabs, like, I went from not knowing what I was doing, like just clicking the little pre-made preset, to now I can help other people and give them inspiration through your gifts and talents and engineering, and
you even
I,
create your own presets now.
yeah, right. And I love how you stick with it and you keep going and you try new things. Like James Steele said, the versatility is just like, it's unmatched. It's
Yeah, if
it's
there's
incredible.
one word I had to describe you, I think everyone would. It'd be versatile.
Oh, I appreciate that so much, literally.
Yeah, for real. You know what I mean? Like we don't just say shit just to say it. It's like you've proven that our image and your identity to us is that person, you know?
Yeah.
Well, hey, Dupe, keep continuing to kill it, doing awesome things, doing really cool things. Go stream Stardust, go stream Disturbed, and go stream Ascend. Go stream all the Jupe's music.
Yeah,
But
just go click on the profile and hit shuffle. Honestly,
there you go.
that's gonna be your funnest, the best ride you're gonna get. Just click shuffle and just let it
Get a
run.
little of everything.
hmm
No, but we appreciate you, Jupe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Take care of yourself.
You too.